All right.
Shoot.
Just to kick it off, how the past week been with training without knowing the opponent, now knowing the opponent, and the mindset heading into these knockout stages?
Last week was loose but focused. We were waiting for the big game on Saturday night, which was a lot of fun and a little nervy to watch as the goals kept going in, and you just never know. I think it's this tournament has been more exciting and I think more enjoyable than we all thought. The games have been fun, and I think people are playing to win games, and I think that's why you see a lot of goals, and there's obviously pressure to it, but again, I think it's been enjoyable, and from our standpoint, the fact that we get to play again, and we don't have to go another 10 days of training without any real meaningful match, it was important. I know it's important for a lot of teams to try to kill this void. That's on one side. The other side is we want to create a winning culture here, and we want to progress in this tournament. There's a lot at stake. There's financial reasons for the players to continue to play at a high level and win games. There's potential bursts at the end of this for other tournaments and opportunities. So we'll just take it one game at a time. We know Pachuca. This club has played them several times in the past. There's a nice little North American rivalry in the past. So we're looking forward to playing against a very good team. We know their quality. They have there's a reason why they did so well in the league last year, and looking forward to the match being at home.
As you were waiting to see who you were going to face, if part of you were crossing your fingers it would be Miami just to get a taste of Messi?
It didn't matter to me. If I had my choice, it would have been to stay here and play at home in front of our fans. If that would have happened, great. You know, it would have been a nice opportunity to go against Miami and continue to kind of work on our away form with some other with Messi and all the circus that is Miami right now. But again, travel throughout a season is it's a lot, and to stay here at home is great. And then if we advance, I think are we at home again if we advance? Potentially.
Yeah, we would be.
Potentially. So our side of the bracket looks doable. So we have an important game in front of us.
And as far as you mentioned, playing here at home, obviously you guys have been very, very good here at Shell Energy Stadium. Talk about just how key that continues to be key for you guys, especially heading into this game where you talked about that rivalry against Pachuca. It's been 7 games before. You guys gotten 3 wins, 4 losses. I know you weren't here for them, but it's a chance to even that series.
Someone said that to me this morning about the rivalry with Pachuca, and I was like, I don't know many guys in there that have a rivalry with Pachuca, and I'm pretty sure if we check the rosters on Pachuca, there's not many that remember those days either. So time heals that stuff. I think but to expect a game with intensity and physicality is that you can expect that anyways. It's a knockout game where both teams really are looking to advance. It's their first game in a little bit, so they'll be fresh and hungry, and we've had enough time to rest. And I'm just looking forward to the energy and being home and playing against a good competition and continuing to kind of grow as a group.
Coach, how much things have changed now that you have been playing a lot of penalty kicks, and how you bring that to training and trying to get guys ready for that situation?
You can try. Yeah, we practiced more for penalty kicks the time we lost than we did the time we didn't lose. So, it's you hope in the moment the guys are step up and hit the net. But it's not too much of a focus. We'd love to win in regular time, but if it comes to PKs, hopefully we have a little bit more steel than they do. And I think Steve did a good job last game of making sure that they had to think twice about where they were going. So we'll see.
How you manage? You let the players decide who's taking chance, or it's like your decision?
It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of a dance there because it's hard to prepare, right? Because you don't know who's in the game at the end. So you're thinking about that on the fly when it gets to that point. And certainly some guys want to take them, some don't. Some need to take them because they're of high quality in those situations. So it's a quick little dance. Make sure the goalkeeper's very prepared for the opponent and what they do. And there's no shortage of film on every team in the world right now, so we can go back to the 90s and see every PK that Pachuca's ever taken.
Can you check out how much this team has changed now with Dorsey on the right side and Escobar on the left side?
No, it's a different look, and I'm happy for Griffin that he's broke into the starting lineup right now. He's honest. He's two-way. He plays the position in the way that we want that position played. Franco does the same, and Franco, they're a little bit different. Franco's more versatile. He can play that hybrid center back position in a different way than Griffin. So they're different. They have different qualities that bring to the game, and I think Griffin's ability to attack, get up and down. It's a nice. He's been a nice addition over the last two games. Hopefully he can sustain that. We still have to reward him at times when he does some of this work and get him engaged and get more service in. But he's been great. As I said before, he's a great person and a great guy in the locker room. Great culture piece that really helps me out a lot. So it's nice to see when those guys have success on the field.
Coach, what does it mean to you and the team that there's a possibility to win a treble or at least a trophy this season?
Well, look, we have opportunities for three, and certainly the Open Cup is looming. We want to be in the postseason. We've made that very clear, and who knows with this Leagues Cup? Again, everybody's going through this for the first time, so everybody's figuring it out. All we can do is continue to try to win games and deal with the game in front of us, and that's playing a very good opponent in Pachuca. And we'll prepare in the same way we would any other game, and we'll put our best foot forward, play the best team possible, and try to win. Good? Okay, guys.
For those y'all on Zoom and also y'all in the room there, we do have live translation services available, so if there's a question in Spanish that you need translated to English, just press the language button at the bottom of the screen and select Spanish or select English. Si necesita servicios de traducción en Zoom, empuje el botón idioma y elige su idioma, elige español. Okay, and we'll go ahead and get started with questions in the room. To begin this, I'll hand it over to the Houston press officer, Jack, for those over there.
We'll start with Luis over here.
Hey, Coach, how tough is to prepare to face a team similar to what Dynamo went through a couple of months that has changed so many faces? Even the goalkeeper from the last game is not going to be the same for this matchup. How tough is to prepare for this kind of situation?
Well, it doesn't matter if it was last year's team or this year's team. We're not spending a lot of time on a daily basis looking at Pachuca, right? So we have 2 days, to really dive in on them, but we have a pretty clear picture of what they do and who's going to be on the field. So it doesn't make it easy. Who they're going to put on the field and what they do is at a high level. Some big-time players, in particular on the offensive end, and a team that's used to winning. And obviously had a very successful campaign last year. Yes, some faces have changed, but I think what they do isn't that dissimilar to how they've had success in the past. So looking forward to it. In some ways, they resemble Santos in some of their weapons and some of the areas that they have been successful in, and they also have some of the weaknesses that Santos had. So we're looking to exploit the weaknesses and protect ourselves from their strengths.
Can you talk about Nelson Quinones' status for tomorrow's game?
He should be okay. You know, he's been day to day for a few days with the hamstring, but he trained yesterday, and he got through today. So we'll evaluate him with the trainers and make a decision for tomorrow.
Coach, I know you've been doing this League Cup thing now for a minute, so I want to ask you about having it at your stadium, Shell Energy Stadium, heat, all the advantages. You guys are good at home. Kind of talk about what you play.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of talk leading up to this game, whether we wanted to go to Miami and play against Messi and that circus that's going on there, or be at home. And to me, it's not much of a question or a debate. We love playing here in front of our fans. We've had somewhat, we've been successful here for the most part, and we do think it gives us an advantage with the heat and also just being in our own beds and going through our routine here at home. So looking forward to, again, having a home game. And it's a wonderful opportunity in so many ways, but also if we are able to get through this, we have another home game. So there's that on the back end of this, which is for a team that's seeded so low in this tournament. That's fortunate, and it's one we want to take advantage of by winning this next round.
Victor, speak up if you can.
Yeah. What do you remember from your playing days of facing Pachuca?
As you're going way back, Victor. You're going way back, man, and I'm pretty day-to-day on my memory. But it's been told to me that I played Pachuca in Pachuca. I don't have a lot of memories of that game. In fact, was I in that game? I don't know I don't even know if I was on that game. I might have been injured because I do not remember playing in Pachuca. But
even in D.C., just playing against those teams?
Well, the Mexican rivalry that we had growing up with DC United. Again, we were in CONCACAF every year. I was watching the Vasco da Gama game the other day. I was showing my staff when we played Vasco da Gama in the Inter-American Cup back in '99. So these are great memories for me. I love this, Mexico-U.S. rivalry, whether it's club, whether it's national team. This is a new format for this rivalry. I've always had an appreciation for it, and so I think I think we all had mixed emotions about this coming in as coaches and I think organizations and what is this going to look like. And so far, it's been great. I mean, I've really enjoyed watching the games. I think the format's fun. I think teams are playing really attacking stuff because as much there is to lose, there's a lot more to just gain and get reps and continue to kind of push the game. And they've been entertaining, high scoring. And I'm excited to see what the knockout stages come. And maybe that changes, right? Maybe they become a little bit more cagey in the way that tournaments do as they go. So it'll be fascinating to see how these next rounds play out.
What can you say about the new signing, and is he eligible to play in this league?
No. There's work permits and things that have to go through, and so right now he's on hold, but he'll be out here training, and in some ways it's good timing that he has a few weeks until we start the league again, and it takes that much time for guys to acclimate to 95-degree weather, which in Poland I don't think they've seen for a while. And also just the way we play and what we want out of them with and without the ball. So it's going to take some time, but we start that right away, that process. He's a lovely kid, and he'll fit in with the group. And this is a new experience for him. He's played at one club in Poland for most of his career, and this is his first trip abroad. So when that happens, you really have to be conscious about how we welcome him and integrate him into the group and make sure he's comfortable and but also ready to battle and go to help out on the field. And yeah, he's going to help.
I want to ask you about soccer in Houston. We saw a big match last week.
Yeah.
Now you guys are having another match at Shell Energy Stadium. This is really, really big in terms of what CONCACAF is doing, in terms of what you guys are involved in right now.
it's an interesting time to live in Houston. If you love the game of soccer, you have the World Cup coming. You constantly have big time, whether it's Man U and so the big time European teams coming in through here. You have the Mexican influence and the league coming here constantly to play games because they know the crowd and support's going to be there. It's a soccer hotbed in this country. There's more of them popping up in this country, but Houston's been steady. It's always been a place that soccer and football is celebrated. Now, saying that, there's still not enough people at our building, and I look around and I see Man U packed with 67,000. I see Chivas come here or Atlas and it's packed, or the Gold Cup games in Honduras and it's packed, and that's our challenge. We have to win first off. We got to make them believe that we are worth supporting and showing up for our games, and that's both on the team and front office, and we got to push. Because we need more fans. We need more fans to show up because I know, both as a player and a coach, how much it helps. How much it helps us. And we're somewhat doing our part at home. I think we're playing an attractive style. I think we're scoring goals. We're winning at home, which we're more times than not, we're sending fans home happy when they come to Shell Energy. So that's all we can do, and keep pushing that level where we can make our fans proud, and they can spread the word that it's a good show, and I think so far it has been.
Victor, adding to that, a byproduct of the old Dynamo Pachuca game was the U.S.-Mexico rivalry. The Mexican public came to support Pachuca, but they left Dynamo fans. Do you feel that these games have or can have that same type of effect?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Every chance we step on the field, we're being judged. And every opportunity that we play at home is an opportunity to gain another fan. So we understand that for sure. There's other pressures. I got to win to keep my job. Players got to win to keep their jobs and get new contracts and all the other stuff. But yeah, part of that is the responsibility to entertain and bring fans back that maybe didn't come there for you. And I think we did that the other. I thought it was a great game. I thought it was fun. It was back and forth. I don't think many people left there saying, well, that was boring. And that's part of this League's Cup too. They're very entertaining games. And so here's another chance to do that against a really good opponent, one that's kind of, their stock is even higher than Santos. Similar teams in the way they go about things, but you know, a really high quality. And some Pachuca fans come here that grew up with that team and in the Houston area, and we do okay. Yeah, I think we can change some minds, and I hope that's the case. Good.
All right. Well,
okay, guys.
There might be some online.
Oh,
yeah,
more.
We have some questions on Zoom, so we'll go ahead and switch over to that. Again, if you have questions, click the raise your hand button, and we'll get you in. Vamos a cambiar a preguntas de Zoom. Si tiene una pregunta, haga clic el botón levante la mano, por favor. We'll start with John Lupo. Go ahead, John.
Thank you. Ben, you mentioned that Pachuca are a lot like Santos. They're very technically sound, strong without the ball, very, very attacking minded. So do you feel like closing down spaces, trying to deny them the ball in good areas, especially around the midfield, do you feel like that'll be some of the keys to shutting down their weapons, especially a guy like Eric Sanchez?
Yeah. Again, what I said before, it's not that hard to figure out what they're going to do, but they do it really well. They will build the game at times, but when in doubt, it'll go up to the big guys. And dealing with the first and seconds, I know that's kind of old school coaching, but it's still very relevant. And this game, we're going to have to be strong. There's going to be a physicality about that our center backs are going to need. And we're going to have to surround the second balls and then secure it and make good decisions. So, you know, a lot of what we preach and our principles, it's not going to change too much from what they do. But there's a lot of quality individually with these players, and getting out of trouble, combining clever play where individual defending on our part has to be at a high level, checking guys off, and again looking out for the guy next to you and helping out, because it's a very difficult front four to deal with. And they also are constantly a front four. They'll give you the ball at times, and the risk reward of that is that our numbers are too many, make bad decisions, and in transition, the Mexican teams have shown in this tournament that they're killers in transition. They don't leave you off the hook, and they're willing to give you the ball at times for opportunities on the other end when you do turn the ball over. So active defending, making sure as we attack, we really are dialed in and with a what-if mentality. And that's what we've been preaching all week, because we saw it against Santos, and we see it on all the games here. Is just the transition moments are critical in playing high-level attacks that leave an extra guy up high.
Thank you, Coach. I see one more from Orlando Castellan. Orlando, go ahead.
Gracias. Buen día, Ben. Gracias por tu tiempo. Para ti, es una ventaja que Pachuca venga con.
For you, it's an advantage that Pachuca's coming in with a very young team, a lot of players left, players with a lot of experience left. For Houston today, for the Dynamo, is it going to be an advantage to play Pachuca with a very young team? And is that an advantage tomorrow for you?
I hope so, but I've played young teams before, and they've come fearless and with a lot of energy. So I'm not sure. You know, I know the team towards the end of last year was a well-oiled machine, and I know they lost some players. But I also know teams do a good job of replenishing, and if they trust the youth players that are coming through, they're usually pretty damn good to be starting on a team of Pachuca's level, and we expect them to be a very, very good team.